Ciao a tutti! Benvenuti nella modalità carriera Juventus! Hello everyone, welcome to the Juventus career mode. It's not technically Juventus career mode, it's a GloryHunter, but we're starting at Juve and you guys loved episode 1 and the idea of this save, which has really re-energized me for making FIFA content, so thank you for that positive support on episode 1. I cannot wait to get started here, and today, transfers. And we'll play our first games as boss and finish the transfer window as well. I have, thanks to your feedback, changed it to the Italian commentators. And as we move through the divisions, we will, from league to league, then we will transfer commentators from French in France and Spanish in Spain and Italian now that we're here in Italy. Of course, we will do England and Germany too as we look to continue to hopefully get ourselves some additions to this. The trophy room! Currently, no lights. We are going for the Serie A and Coppa Italia titles this season. Potentially a 2-season spell at Juventus if we look like we could get close. And of course, we want to go for the Champions League if we can as well, although that is less likely with Juve in Season 1. However, if we strengthen well enough in Season 1, then who's to say we can't win the Champions League this season? I asked you guys for centre-back and left-back options. You have provided. And then as we get towards January, if we've any money left, we might look for a centre mid, maybe a right-back too, although Cuadrado should be able to do a job. I've been recommended actually as well to potentially consider changing Danilo to a centre-back. Apparently he grows to like 82 or 83 as a centre-back, so that might be an option we can utilise as well. Your guys' experience from doing your own Juventus career modes coming in handy there. So, options for full-back. Ricardo Pereira is right-footed, right-sided, but a 4-star weak foot, definitely an option. When it comes to left-back, Chile, David Raum at Leipzig, and then my personal favourite, Spinazzola from Roma. Italian teams tend to buy players from within Italy, don't they? So Spinazzola certainly a good go-to option. Jordi Alba could fill the veteran player role, however, and with them having signed Alejandro Grimaldo from Benfica in this save, potentially that's one that could happen as well. Of course, Dani Alves left Barcelona and I think went to Juventus as well, didn't he? I'm going to have to check that. Dani Alves, he went around the houses, didn't he, before he ended up back at Barcelona. Let's have a look. I'm sure Dani Alves went to Juventus. He did! From Barcelona, so perhaps Dani Alves follows in Jordi Alba's footsteps. That might be something. I think it's between Spinazzola and Jordi Alba for me, but I'm waiting to see what David Raum looks like. With regards centre-back, we've got a number of names. Mancini, Tapsoba, Timber, Torres, Ndicka, Luca Hernandez, Bastoni, and Lenormand. I'm expecting him to be not perhaps as good, but potentially a grower. We shall wait and see. Evan Ndicka similarly, although Frankfurt might be a team we might perhaps manage in Germany. So we have to consider that, don't we? Future seasons down the line, we want to be able to go to a team and have their best players available. So if I sign Luca Hernandez here from Bayern and then get the Bayern job later down the line, I'm not going to have Luca Hernandez. So there are, let me say, there are layers to this transfer window, but we're waiting for a couple of scout reports first, but I do have my favourites, and hopefully we will get them in due course. We've plenty of money to spend, so we don't need to worry about anything else. Someone's on his way out. Ta-ta! See you later, pal. That's Cosimo Marco de Graca on his way to Atalanta United in MLS. Right, we have Torino. We start the season, actually, with the Turin derby. And then Roma away. So important games to start the season, although a while to go to get there. So scout reports should be back first. Then we can get onto the pitch and start battering people about in Serie A. That's the plan. So I will see you in a moment. Whilst I ask you again, please, do drop the video a thumbs up. You guys hit over 1,000 likes on episode 1. Let's do that every single episode, shall we? It would really help the channel and push this save to new audiences, which I'd very much appreciate. Obviously, at the present, as I'm recording this, currently not on Twitter as well. As some of you may have noticed, I got hacked over the past few days, which was not great. So I'm working with Twitter to try and get my social media back. As such, I've not been able to promote videos and streams, etc., as much as I might like, so please turn your notifications on, both here on YouTube, subscribe and turn the notifications on, and turn on notifications on Twitch as well, where you can come and watch me stream these live and see all the behind the scenes. That way you definitely won't miss a video. If perhaps usually you go, oh, I've seen Ches tweet that his video's live. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you turn notifications on everywhere and you won't miss anything. Right, we'll wait for those scout reports and then we will make our first signings of the GloryHunter career. I do not want to pay £100 million for Pau Torres, thank you very much. Although we are very much open to negotiation. I'm probably going to have to... I didn't actually check what my executive said, but we'll have a quick check. Of course, Unai Emery is actually going to be a Aston Villa manager in just a few days' time. The 1st of November, for work permit reasons, will be why. Ted trying to do his best to negotiate with Unai, and negotiations done. Now give me an idea of what you want a week, and we can guarantee that you don't just run away. Is that an in-game face for Pau Torres as well? I think it is. Will you accept 55? He probably will. That's 65, Ches. He probably will accept 55. Okay. We'll try again later. I'll go for Spinazzola, though. Reckon I can get him for about 23. 23 for Spinazzola. Now, I like the idea of this because it weakens a rival. Roma aren't an amazing team, so certainly you could see making what would perhaps be adjudged as a sideways step. Now, this is going to be a more reflective ways. Now, I've been informed by my Twitch chat to give them a decent signing on fee as well, and they'll probably sign! Bada bing, bada bing! Spinazzola, we have a brand new starting left back ahead of Alexandro. Sandro, of course, good enough to fill in as a backup. Wojciech Szczesny, his club captain's come with to welcome him into the club. To be honest, by this point, he should have already done his medical before signing the bloody contract. Even Paul Popper's come to check him out. A popular new signing, it seems, Mr. Spinazzola. Welcome to the club, sir. New signing number 1. And I'll go back and redo Pau Torres, shall I? 77 grand a week, £690,000 signing on bonus, and 500 grand for clean sheets. Yeah, I can understand why, if he wants all that, he just kind of walked out from the previous contract negotiation. But Pau is now a Juventus player. Unfortunately, I think this is the exact same cutscene that we saw last time. So I won't bore you with it and show you it again. Let's skip this. And to be fair, I probably shouldn't go Scottish, should I? I should probably try and do some sort of Ted Lasso accent. But all of my accents are terrible, as you guys well know, those of you that watch me regularly on stream. Not the best at getting me accents out, as much as I love to do so. That's 2 new players into the team. And Spinazzola will certainly start. Pau Torres, do I start him ahead of Bonucci? Not yet. We'll have Pau Torres earn his place. But for the time being, Spinazzola is in and we are ready to go and play our first game of our time here in Italy with Ted Lasso. We'll go to the pre-match press conference and answer some questions. We certainly are happy with what we've got here and expect to be competitive this season at the right end of the table. It's Ted Lasso. I have to give the believe style option. It's all about self-belief. Spelled self-belief. And yes, Spinazzola, you'll see him in action soon enough, i.e. in about 4 seconds time. Let's go and play Torino. Now with the new Serie A graphics, let's see if this gets copyright claims or not, shall we? If it doesn't, then perhaps we'll show you this and use this throughout the course of the save. A 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 for them. Sanabria up top. Flashits and Lazaro out wide with Lukic and Moranchuk in the middle. Ricardo Rodriguez, Zima and Per Schurz at centre-back for them. And as you can see on the left, the giant 6'8" Vanja Milinkovic-Savic in between the 6. 6'8". I have changed, as you saw me, you might even see me do it in the highlights, I don't think so. Have changed the commentary to Italian, and in typical EA FIFA fashion, didn't do it, and it's still English, so apologies. I will try and make sure that that actually works for the next game. And we will have Italian commentators moving forward. Here we go, though, with the brand new Serie A graphics. And my first game in charge at Juventus this season. On Ultimate, of course. No sliders used so far this year. Default Ultimate, just as we were default Legendary and then up to Ultimate at Arsenal. We will hopefully start this season well, but Vlahovic can't get our first shot away as Zima gets a foot in. Miranchuk over the top into Tanassa. It's Defrel. It's making his debut for Torino. Here he is. Former Sampdoria, not Sampdoria, former Sassuolo man, I think, Defrel. Certainly going to be causing us some issues, evidently. Lukic with the corner, but that'll be Spinazzola's ball. Heads that away nicely. Can Vlahovic get to that? He cannot. He's a deadly finisher, Vlahovic, but not the quickest in a straight line. And there is debutant Defrel giving the home side in Turin a 1-0 lead. Not the start we were after, but still very well put together, to be fair to them. It's just excellent footwork and the lovely little flick. 1-0 to the home side. Lukic. Locatelli's with him. It's Rabiot, actually. Here's Locatelli. Oh, Sanabria outmuscled by Bremer there on this near side, the number 59. And we'll look to get rid of this corner. It's all Torino at the minute. It's a good header, but Szczesny is there to get rid. It might take a couple of games to warm up to this new division or to this new team, especially in a formation that I don't usually play. But hopefully, because of the quality we have in the team, it won't be too long before we start firing on all cylinders and are getting the results we want. I'll wrong foot the defender. Vlahovic on his left. Good save by Vanya. Does very well indeed. We'll float this. Vlahovic should hopefully be pretty decent aerially. Bremer's up as well. That's going to fall on the edge of the box. Rabiot could get to that first and nod it out wide to Kostic, which he's done nicely. And ball delivered in. Trying to knock that down, but it won't quite fall for Locatelli. It will now fall for Locatelli. Vlahovic's shot blocked. Rabiot. Filip Kostic on his right. Probably shouldn't have gone for the finesse. Should have perhaps tried to power it with the outside of the foot shot. Still 1-0 Torino. But we are fighting back now. Bremer trying to get there and can't. Oh, this is unbelievable from Torino. The football they're playing. Men unmarked in the middle. Spinazzola does well enough there. And Filip Kostic will look to break away. But there's not much room to break into. Pogba. Not as fast as he used to be. Not that he was ever really that rapid. Rabiot. Well, if they're not going to close me down, Rabiot's just going to have a crack on his left foot. Again, draw the save out of the keeper. Daniel Milinkovic-Savic, at such a rangy reach, is going to be really hard to get the ball past. I have to get it right in the corner if I'm to beat him. Sanabria's done well there to knock that down too. Tony Sanabria, a player that was hotly tipped at times. Rabiot, Vlahovic, Pogba, and Kostic. Blocked by a defender, but out for a goal kick. You can see how dangerous we look at times. Chiesa will float this out here looking for Kostic. Here's the overlapping run from Spinazzola. Kostic will try and find in the middle. It will come all the way to Rabiot, and that is 1-1. 1-1. We've equalised, and the man that the majority of people in the comment section thought shouldn't really start is the man that gets us off the mark for the season. Adrien Rabiot, the Frenchman, scores for the Italians, and it's 1-1. Lazaro into Sanabria. They started the first half strong, Torino, and are looking to do the same again. And tell you what, speaking of strength, Moranchuk has held off the defender very well indeed there. Wojciech Szczesny was absolutely needed to ensure that that went nowhere near the back of the net. We'll get rid of this with Spinazzola. Having a tall fullback like that is going to be so handy. Defrel, good block by Bremer. It will... Can't get there with Spinazzola. It'll go out for another Torino corner. And hopefully build a decent move. Vlahovic will get this out wide here to Spinazzola. Vlahovic is actually in a good position in the middle again. Pogba's taken it off him. And Vlahovic needs to find the right ball here. Or maybe a 1-2. And Dusan! Milinkovic-Savic is pretty damn good, isn't he, so far in this game? Kostic will take this corner. It's floated. Bremer's up. And it's still not going to fall for me. Rabiot should get to that. There was a hand used. It's going to be a free kick to Torino. Per Schurz with a little dink. Vencedor transferred as, or confirmed as going to Brighton, but we're not really that bothered about that, mate. Strike! Szczesny makes the save from outside the box. He thought he'd give it a go. Gave it a good go. Lukic to deliver. This has been a very even game, hasn't it? Makes me slightly... Oh, Jesus! Makes me slightly concerned about the Roma game coming up if Torino are putting up this level of fight. And there's Pogba. Pogba from the edge of the box. Wound up for a power shot because I thought I had the space. I didn't. 20 to go. Still 1-1. Thank you, Gregoire. We'll have that back. Tar very much. Never know. Might be able to get a goal now. Chiesa. Rabiot. Into the path of Locatelli. Vlahovic. Back here to Rabiot looking for his and our second. And he's got it. Juve! Forza Juve! 2-1! Yeah, we're in front. Give me 3 points on opening day. Thank you very much. And in the derby too. Just trying to stand him up, which Bonucci has done brilliantly. Not really noticed Leonardo Bonucci actually in this game. Obviously, Pau Torres we've signed to be his ultimate replacement, but not really noticed him in the game so far. Bonucci's done everything right. I'll try and get this on. Vlahovic's left, and that's game. Dusan Vlahovic is going to be deadly for us this season. He's going to need a little bit of space, because I'm not going to be able to sprint away from players, but given half a yard, that left foot is going to be absolutely wonderful. It's 3-1 as we make a triple change. Ted seems to not know what the hell's going on there on the touchline. Weston McKennie is on. We've also made a couple of other changes too. Angel Di Maria enters the fray too. Danilo on at left back, I think. Actually, was another one I made as well. Defrel in there to Vlasic. And he still could get one back here, Torino. It's not over yet. Bremer battling hard is Moranchuk. He too trying to get in the way. And Chesney got something on that. But it is 3-2. And Vlasic makes it still slightly nervy for the final few minutes. Cuadrado into Rabiot on a hat-trick, of course. His ball through. Stopped, though. And now here come Torino. Was hoping to just hold on to possession in the final few minutes, but it seems we might be in danger going the other way. Are both sides from Turin going to score 3 goals today? Potentially. Bonucci just outmuscles the man there, and the potentially becomes rather quickly a no, they will not. Thankfully, Angel Di Maria getting away. Excellent dribbling. Could have actually played through a number of teammates there. It was 4v2 at the back, 5 even if you include the man in possession. So we could have made it 4-2. Probably would have, but didn't need to in the end. Well, an entertaining start to life in Serie A, that's for sure. Now then, with Roma in just a week's time, it's not going to get any easier for us at the beginning of this season, is it? Spinazzola playing against his former team, Ted Lasso, in front of the cameras for the interview. Landmark victory. It was all about 100% effort today. Putting all of the work in, getting it done. Spinazzola did very well on debut, despite us conceding 2 goals at the back. And of course, the headlines will be about Adrien Rabiot, but he capped a good team display. But pleased to see Rabiot, despite some perhaps hesitations about his place in the starting lineup, proving to be worth his while, at least after 1 match day. Now then, let me save it. Go and get those Italian commentators. Italia! 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 Away for game 1, away for game 2. A 3-4-2-1 for Roma as well. Rui Patricio, Kumbulla, Smalling, Ibanez, Vigna, Pellegrini, Cristante and Karsdorp with Dybala, Oyarzabal, new signing at Roma, and Tammy Abraham up top. El Shaarawy, Mahmoud Dahoud, Zaniolo, Matic, Wijnaldum, Belotti on the bench. Options for Roma, of course, unlicensed team name, badge and kits, but everything else is as you would expect it. And we have now got Italian commentators. Cuadrado into Weston McKennie. Tackled immediately, but thankfully we've won it back. Weston McKennie comes into the side for the slightly tired, around the corner, pop boom! No, for the slightly tired Adrien Rabiot, and also Leonardo Bonucci is out for Pau Torres to make his debut, as Bonucci was slightly tired from a bit of training earlier in the week as well. So a couple of changes from the side that beat Torino, but certainly we should be good enough to hold our own here, although 2 away games to start the season isn't great. Tammy Abraham's in behind early doors here, has options, might have to go for goal. Ran off the pitch. Thank you, Tammy, sir. I appreciate that. There you go. Pau Torres making his debut. So good having the right commentators on, isn't it? Dybala. Fullback's obviously pushing on. Paulo Dybala struggling. It's former player against former player here, isn't it? Or former team against former team for Dybala and Spinazzola. Former Juve player against Juve and former Roma player against Roma. But it's Chesney that makes the save there. Former Arsenal man. So we saw that we stay at 0-0 for now. That's going to fall to Pogba, and he's going to quickly get that to Vlahovic, but I've not got many options around me, and definitely didn't choose the right one there, did I? Familiar face indeed is what they're saying in commentary. Karsdorp picks out Tammy. Dybala back to Tammy again. Winds up. Chesney with a save. Oh, he pressed the wrong button there. I wanted to play a long ball there and just whack it. And I pressed and held A, not X. Thankfully, I got away with it. Can't do that too many times because that will see me come undone throughout the course of the season doing that. Pogba. Kostic is the obvious out wide then. We'll try and get Dusan Vlahovic involved aerially. Although that was nowhere near him. I still have crosses on manual. Is that a free kick for me? It is. We've got a female referee here as well. Federica Pelleccioli. We do have a lady ref. Vlahovic. Oh, Pogba has great free kicks. Kostic too. From here then. It suits a right footer. Let's give it to Pogs. Can we Pog boom it into the back of the net from 27.4 metres? 2.5 bars worth of power. Pog boom! Comfortable enough for Rui Patricio. Although it was on target, headed in. Well intercepted by Spinazzola. Nicely done. Doesn't play for you anymore, mate. Plays for me now. Kenny to Vlahovic. And Chiesa has options. Vlahovic is there. Kostic is making the run. It's he who will look for. It's he who will find. We'll drill it into the middle. Pogba! Calm as you like into the bottom corner. He's fell over in the net. Brilliant finish. Just guiding it beautifully into the corner. We lead by a goal to 0. Pogba's first goal for us since his return back to Juventus. We'll show you the replay because he's picked him out brilliantly there, cutting it back. On his right foot as well, I think, Kostic. Touch is good. And yes, cut back in. Ooh. Pinpoint precision with pass and finish. Beautiful from Pogba. That's really nicely done. 1-0. We lead by a goal to 0. And Ted Lasso couldn't be happier. Neither could we. Locatelli's getting a little bit too far forward for my liking, actually. It's a nice interception by Spinazzola. They keep playing it to him. And Milik will get this to Pogba if we can. He's in. He's onside here. Paul Pogba for another. Brilliant stop by the feet of Rui Patricio. But McKennie's won it back. And they've stolen it off him. Weston McKennie can't turn quickly enough to turn that home. Nearly gifted a second here at the Stadio Olimpico. Nicely intercepted by Weston McKennie. Goretzka has gone to City, as you see there. Chiesa holding off the attentions of the defenders. And Pogba's in! But he's not going to get there. Goretzka to City is a hell of a signing. Weakens Bayern. And as if City weren't strong enough already, they get even better. But we've gotten better here. And hopefully we will hold on to our current lead. If not, extend it. Federico Chiesa looking for some space. It's blocks from Smalling. We'll get the corner. And we'll try and find that second goal. Cuadrado delivers. Pogba's up again! But it's wide. Locatelli. Out to Kostic. Pogba's there. Milik. It's not very rapid, but he does have a good left foot. Case in point. Arkadiusz Milik gives us a second goal here away from home against Roma. The former Napoli man fires Juve 1-0 in front. No, 2-0 in front. 2-0. Let's go. Good finish, that. 0.38 XG as well. It's actually pretty high for just that one chance. We have two very capable left-footed finishers. And Vlahovic actually isn't that sluggish. Milik, however, definitely is. But evidently able to do a job. Dahoud cuts that back. Paulo Dybala is winding up for the power shot, but Wojciech Szczesny's equal to it. I couldn't get near him to block it. Double change for me. Pogba for Rabiot and Spinazzola for Danilo again. Spinazzola's stamina is not necessarily a concern, but certainly something we're going to have to keep our eye on. Out wide, but Kostic can't find him, and that should be game. 2 minutes played additionally from the referee, and they are done. As are Roma. A 2-0 win away from home. A dream start then. A win in the derby, albeit a little bit nervy. 2 solid signings and 2 victories. Well, life in Italy couldn't be better for us right now. There is the small matter of PSG tomorrow, though, so we might come unstuck in Europe moving forward. But a bit of a letdown, let's be realistic. He was very good. He kept a clean sheet. I think that's a bit harsh to say Pau Torres was poor. I was worried we might struggle with a physical battle with Tammy Abraham up top, but we dealt with it very well. And it is a very impressive win. We're working hard at being better organised, but I think we were organised enough in that game, actually. A 2-0 victory, and it will leave us top of Serie A, although a couple of teams potentially have extra games to play. but we might well end the day and the month top of Serie A moving forward. We'll head to transfer deadline day. I'm not planning on doing anything else at the moment. We do have some money left we could spend when we get to January. See, I've got 80 million left in my current transfer budget. So there is plenty of money there to spend. So latest deals. Raul Jimenez from Wolves to Real Madrid. Didn't see that coming, did you? Mats Hummels from BVB Dortmund to Atletico Madrid. And Josip Šutalo from Dinamo Zagreb to Fulham. That's an interesting one. Victor Osimhen linked from Napoli to Aston Villa. We'll see if that goes through. Like I say, not planning on doing anything else myself. And we'll see if there are any other big deals. Apparently, Chiesa has had a bit. Well, he has now had the bid come in from PSG, but that's going to be a no. And Matteo Deschilio, we're not looking to let go. We'll utilise his capabilities as a squad player, certainly moving forward throughout the year. Presnel Kimpembe leaves PSG, which is great for us given our Champions League group, and goes to Bayern Munich. Now Osimhen is linked to Wolves as well, with Raul Jimenez having gone to Real Madrid and left Wolverhampton Wanderers. We could potentially be seeing some moves in there. Still bids come in for Matteo Deschilio. I shall probably have to block offers for a number of the players I don't want to sell. Patrick Bamford has gone to Real Sociedad. I certainly wouldn't have seen that one coming either. Aaron Wan-Bissaka to Leicester as Yuri Bashish, or Bashiche, not sure which, goes to Manchester City from Athletic Club de Bilbao. Still no move permanently for Victor Osimhen. Linked and rumours only at this stage. He's chosen Aston Villa. Potential of 2 bids gone in for him. 67.1 million. Victor Osimhen is now a villain. Victor the villain. And that weakens the rival for us in the league, so we're not very disappointed about that whatsoever. Oh, there's the move. Jude Bellingham is absolutely a player I want to use this year. And maybe this series, maybe the outright Chelsea save. But if we want to use him in this one, we're going to have to go to Manchester United, not Dortmund anymore. He's at Old Trafford now, the 19-year-old, for £90 million. Huge move in the window on deadline day. And will probably be the biggest one that we see throughout the course of the window. Jorginho to Real Madrid as well for £47.2 million. Ajax have come in for Chesney, but that's going to be an absolute nah from me, I'm afraid. Yeah, Jorginho in the last hours going to Real Madrid. So that's how deadline day ends. I'll show you the biggest transfers all told, or the full transfer window. I should be able to do that from here. Transfer history. So, biggest deals in this window so far. Or, whoa! What? When did that happen? That wasn't on the list. Lautaro Martinez. Another Serie A rival weakened in this save. Real Madrid have signed Lautaro Martinez for £110.8 million. I'm pleased with that. Goretzka to Manchester City. Jude Bellingham to Manchester United. Some huge... Oh, and Theo Hernandez goes as well. Serie A sides spending all of their money... Sorry, getting all of the money in and just selling everyone elsewhere. Man United have spent £174.8 million on just those two. Benzema's gone to Bayern. Osimhen to Aston Villa, as we saw. PSG have replaced Kimpembe with Milan Skriniar. Inter severely weakened then, losing both Lautaro Martinez and Milan Skriniar. Jurrien Timber to Liverpool, we saw. Jorginho to Real Madrid. Pedro Gonçalves was a player I might have liked to use. I tell you what, Manchester United are becoming more and more appealing with the players that they've signed in this window. Emil Smith-Rowe to PSG, that's intriguing. Højbjerg to Leverkusen, as well as Joe Gomez. Luis Alberto, another Serie A side weakened, to Spurs. Kirkju to Newcastle. Eden Hazard to Leipzig is not one you would have seen. Jonathan David is Lautaro Martinez's replacement. That's a downgrade, I'm sorry. Joel Matip is the Skriniar replacement, although Presnel Kimpembe went to Bayern, didn't he? I got that wrong. And Joel Matip is going to come in as the replacement there. Kieran Tierney to Lazio. Emi Martinez to Napoli. Iago Aspas to AC Milan. Otavio to Liverpool. Bobby Firmino out to Villarreal. Harvey Barnes to Dortmund. Beauregard? Don't recognise... Oh, I don't know anything about him, if I'm completely honest. 28-year-old unknown rated winger to Atletico Madrid. Horta to Chelsea. El Chuki to Real Madrid. So another Serie A side weakened. Really shocking moves in this window. Scott McTominay, McSauce in Serie A at Inter Milan. Calabria sold to Monaco. Rafa's at Manchester City. Who's that guy? Rodriguez. Guido Rodriguez. I don't know anything about him. To Arsenal. Vencedor to Brighton we saw in a in-game message. Sarabia to West Ham. Matty Cash to Spurs. Fratesi leaves Sassuolo to Lille. Kramaric to PSV. Getrauda to Stuttgart. Shaparenko to Hoffenheim. Guerrero to Villarreal. Spinazzola, of course, to us. Palacios to Southampton. And Bashish at 23 million is the smallest one. Serie A, as a league, significantly weakened by a number of top teams selling their best players. We will not have a better chance of winning Serie A than we will this or next season. We might have landed a worldie in Season 1 of our Glory Hunter campaign. We may have no better chance to win the Serie A or Coppa Italia titles. Obviously, other European sides have strengthened, particularly Manchester United. So the Champions League might not be as easy at Juve as we hoped. Well, we didn't hope it was going to be easy, but it's probably gotten more difficult. But regardless, Serie A could be a decent option for us now. We might have really lucked out with that transfer window. There you have it. Atalanta, Napoli and Juventus, the only 3 sides with a 100% record so far. Sassuolo, Lazio, Hellas Verona, Fiorentina and Inter Milan, the also other remaining unbeaten sides. Make that Udinese and Bologna too, with 2 draws from their games. But Roma lost on their first game and they lost to me as well. Roma in the relegation zone. That won't last for long, I'm sure. But joint top after 2. And tomorrow, things get slightly more difficult. PSG, Napoli and AC Milan. It's going to be a tough one tomorrow. But, I mean, with no Teo Hernandez, are AC Milan going to be an easier task? With no Victor Osimhen, are Napoli going to be an easier task? Probably. This is shaping up nicely, isn't it? Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell ticked. Come and join me on Twitch and watch these streams live alongside the My Player save and the Football Manager save that, of course, continue over on the second channel. Find a link down below for that as well. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for more. Forza Juve.